So with that, we bring in Joey Jones, retired Marine Corps Staff Sergeant, Kimberly Strassel, Wall Street Journal editorial board member. Both are Fox News contributors, and Jose Aristimuno, former DNC deputy press secretary and co-host on Americano Media. Great to have all of you with us. Let's start by this, because not all the folks out there on The View, shocking, and I'm sure, were so excited about this attempt at rapprochement. Watch this.
I will never sit with him. I don't think I'm going to have to. I don't think I'm going to have to make the decision.
I've heard a lot of folks on the left coming after Joe and Mika saying, don't normalize him. Well, 75 million plus American voters normalized Donald Trump by making him President-elect Donald Trump.
I don't think you need to sit down for 90 minutes at Mar-a-Lago and kiss his ring to be able to speak truth.
Kimberly, I thought this was fascinating. I thought that the very scripted statement today by both Joe and Mika was also interesting, and how it played out. What do you make of all this?
Yeah, it's not kissing his ring to actually act like a journalist and decide to cover him, with neither favor nor fear. Simply treat him like he's any other president, point out the good stuff, point out the bad stuff. I mean, it's been really good to see some of that change since 8 years ago. And I think one of the things the press has realized is not only has it undermined public confidence in the press as an institution, hurt a lot of these outlets, but that they aren't even helping the goals that they seek to help. And that if you look at what the press did this time around, the ceaseless hostility to Trump and the endless praise of Kamala Harris, all it did was allow Democrats to live in a fantasy world where they didn't change direction despite the mood of the country, and then they lost in a landslide.
Yeah, and Joe, another really important piece of this is that the American public did not care what many of these members in the media said. They made their own judgment, their own decision, based on what they wanted to change in their own lives in terms of who's in the White House.
Yeah, I think
that's the way it should
Sorry,
be.
that was for Joey. And Jose, I'll be right with you. Go ahead, Joey.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Go for it.
Listen, I think when you watch those clips of him at UFC, we talked about this on Fox and Friends Weekend all weekend.
Yeah.
There's a guy back there in the background of the group named Jelly Roll who took the absolute music industry by storm. And I don't know if he likes President Trump or not, but he doesn't care to smile and shake hands with him and take a picture with him. And he's like this ultimate redemption story. This is a guy that was in prison, is a drug addict, turned his life around, and now he's on top of the world. And I think to a lot of people in this country, that's what President Trump is. It's not that he's done something horrendously wrong, but it's his redemption story. He didn't win 2020, and he's back in 2024, more popular than ever, no matter what they've thrown at him. And I think people like Morning Joe see, hey, listen, if we continue to just throw things at this guy, we're going to ostracize ourselves, because you're not going to ostracize him. You're not going to turn the American people or their viewers away from him. If anything, they've turned them towards him. And I think some people just want to stay relevant.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a really rough time in the ratings. They have to try something different overall at these other cable channels. So, Jose, I'm curious what you think about this. Should all of these journalists, reporters, analysts sort of give a grace period and say, let's hope for the success of the new president and of the country?
I do. I think that's the approach that they should take. I think it's time for the great American reset. I think we should put our differences aside, both Republicans and Democrats, and we ought to wish the president-elect the best. There's no way that President-elect Trump will be successful if he does not work with moderate Democrats and moderate Republicans. He's got to get it done. So I'm optimistic about the tone. Who would have thought MSNBC and Donald Trump sit down for tea at Mar-a-Lago? It almost looks like a fantasy movie.
Friends, yeah.
But I think,
you know what?
but I think I'm optimistic where things are going.
That's great, Jose. I just want to play this. This is some of the young male voters at that event, and I just think we have to continue to listen to voices out there of what people think and what they say. Watch this.
Saving our country. I don't got no taxes on my tips now.
Well, I mean, where did you get most of your news and information?
Most of the information I got was from Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan, a legend, man.
Yeah.
Yeah?
But mostly, like, social media.
A lot of podcasting.
Yeah, like who?
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
The Joe Rogan experience.
Do you think it was a mistake for Harris not to go on Joe Rogan, or do you think
Probably.
Our kids are important, guys, and if we're not teaching them well, if we're not teaching them about credit, if we're not teaching them about how to get a home eventually, and what we're talking about is racism and
you know, trans and gays, which, like I said, I'm all good. Like, you do what you do. Just don't force on people.
Kimberly, super quick thought here before we move on.
Well, look, I think this gets to the point that traditional media, people ignored them this year, and the candidates, Donald Trump in particular, were smart to go around them and listen to the folks that were getting ears and eyeballs, and those were folks like Joe Rogan. You got to go to the people where they actually listen and talk, and if the media can't figure that out, it's going to have many more years of declining ratings and readership.
Yeah, and I think longer form conversations, you know, it's nice to see a return to the desire to listen to longer form things and to read longer form things, because we've become such a clickbait, quick soundbite society. So thank you all so much. Jose, Kimberly, Joey, great to see you all. Great coverage this weekend, Joey, on Fox Weekend. Thanks, you guys. Good to see you all.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.